So we have your impacts of climate change. Mm. So first is coastal flooding. The melting of glaciers and polar ice caps has caused sea level to rise, leading to increased flooding in low-lying coastal areas, threatening homes and infrastructures. Second is erosion accelerations. Higher sea level exacerbate shoreline erosions, resulting in the disappearance of beaches and altering coastal ecosystem. And third is habitat loss. Rising seas inundate estuarine and wetland habitats, negatively impacting species that rely on these areas for breeding and feeding. And next is hurricane intensity. Warmer oceans contribute to more powerful hurricanes with higher wind speeds and greater precipitation, causing significant damage to property and lives. Second is prolonged heat waves. Increased global temperatures lead to longer and more frequent heat waves, posing serious health risks for vulnerable populations. And third is severe storm. Climate change intensifies storms, producing heavier rainfall and flooding, disrupting communities and agriculture. And biodiversity loss versus ecosystem disruption. Shifting temperatures and changing precipitation pattern disturb ecosystem, reducing their ability to support native and plant and animal species. Second is species extinction. Many species are unable to adapt quickly enough to rapidly changing environments, leading to higher extinction rates. Third is the geographic shifts. Altered climate force species to migrate to new areas, but barriers such as urban development prevent movement, further endangering wildlife. And the last is solutions and mitigation strategies. Um, we have 4 examples here. First is solar power, expanding the use of solar panels with advanced technologies like bifacial modules, increasing efficiency and reducing costs. Second is energy storage, integrating batteries and a smart grid system to stabilize renewable energy supply and meet peak demand. Third is wind energy, leveraging onshore and offshore wind farms for large-scale electricity production without greenhouse gas emissions. And fourth is decentralized systems, promoting local energy production through community installation and microgrids to enhance energy independence. And direct air capture, developing facilities to filter ambient air and isolate CO2 for storage or reuse in industrial processes. Second is geological storage, injecting captured carbon into underground rock formations for long-term containment. And third is bioenergy with carbon capture, combining biomass energy with capture system to create negative emission while generating power. And last is ocean sequestrations, exploring strategies to enhance CO2 absorption in marine environment through alkalinity modifications. Policy and global agreements, Paris Agreement's commitments, strengthening national goals to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius through emission reduction and financial support for developing nations. Second is carbon pricing, implementing taxes or market-based system like cap and trade to incentive lower emissions. Third is green financing, channeling investment toward renewable energy projects and sustainable infrastructure development. Fourth is international collaboration, coordinating efforts across borders to share technology, knowledge, and resources for global climate action. So, this is